So I'm driving down the street and I see these people taking pictures. And I'm like, man, wait a minute. What's Esau doing right there? It looks like I was like, nah, let me get out and take a closer look. And yep, just what I thought. He's writing Kamala all over the sidewalk. Talking about we love Kamala. Who hired him? Anyways, this stuff is crazy. It's about time I talk about it.
All praises to the Most High. This is Brother Elliot. Don't trust the plan. I'm making this video because usually when certain things happen nowadays, I'm moved very little because I understand more about how this world works. So it doesn't take much to faze me. I just usually sit back, grab a cold pop and maybe some popcorn and watch the show. However, I feel like I do have a responsibility to speak to the people who may be watching this channel, who follow me, who may not know exactly what's going on, to say and touch on certain topics, to speak on and touch on certain topics. And it's hard because I never really liked make-believe. I wasn't good playing make-believe as a kid. And even when I was in the world, I started to realize that the make-believe was starting to take a toll on me. So I'm so grateful to the Most High that He was able to wake me up to see the Matrix for what it really is and not get caught up into certain things. But everybody's not at the same level. Some people are waking up to a few things, but not all. And I'm not saying I'm all the way awake, but I would say that I've been on a fast track. So let's talk about not trusting the plan. And what is the plan, might you ask? Well, all the way from the time of the assassination attempt on Mr. Trump to, let's talk about Joe Biden dropping out of the race. Let's talk about Kamala Harris taking his place. And most recently, the release of the videotape of Sonya Massey. Let's talk on each one of those, one at a time. First of all, I should be expecting Heinz ketchup or the Heinz company stock to explode from the assassination attempt, because I think that many people across the whole world was able to see the product spotlighted. There's no way that that was what they said it was. It was just impossible. And for most people, they can look at it and say that it didn't really look right, but you probably wouldn't imagine it not being right. You'd probably just say, well, they said it on the news, and if he's got a big Band-Aid on his ear, then it is what it is, right? I don't think so. But like I said, I'm going to leave that alone. So what follows next? We've got the end of the candidacy for Joe Biden.
So here's some information you may not know. Kamala Harris is not black. Her mother is East Indian and her father Jamaican born, but mixed.
With that, we've got her in place, and we know that she probably wouldn't be in place if it wasn't for such a unique situation. It had to be this unique for her to be in place. So she's in place, and now it's time to rally behind her and get people excited about her so she could take her place in the selection process. I'm not saying the election process, I'm saying the selection process. Because when it comes down to this, you guys got to remember, although we see this stuff happening and they're trying to get certain people to the polls to do this, that, and the other, the plans are already made. But this also operates as high-level witchcraft, because at the same time, they need agreement. They need people to come into agreement with this whole process to make it seem like that you were the one that wanted this, so they can continue to unfold the plans that they have. So the agreement, it's funny that each cycle, that the culture, that the nation that they want to get in agreement the most is who? The nation of Israel, the true nation of Israel. So they come up with all these gimmicks and plans and plots to gaslight our culture, to gaslight our nation into thinking and believing and standing with and trying to fight for rights that we don't even deserve under the curses, because it's not our time yet. So this is really kind of advanced, but I wanted to get you to the point to know that a whole part of this whole process and the craft behind it is to get the agreement of Judah. So with that agreement, they have to gaslight us. They have to get us wanting reparations. They have to get us wanting justice. They have to get us wanting change. And so they'll pull out the old playbook like they did with George Floyd and do a Sonya Massey. I didn't even want to watch the video, but I did take some time, checked it out. And first of all, you guys got to know that this as well is a ritual. You got to have some sacrifice, some blood spilled. We have to have the battle between Jacob and Esau. We have to have all this stuff coming out to get people fired up to take a stance. They've been pulling the same okey doke on us for years and years and years. And now I'm asking you guys to please do not trust the plan. You've got to let it go. You've got to see it for what it is and don't get caught up into this mess. It's unfortunate, even though we did witness a ritual with this individual. I don't know who was involved, how it's involved. I don't have all the details of how all this stuff plays out. But if you look closely, you'll see the symbols, you'll see the numbers, you'll see the inflammatory statements that the demons said in order to really try to light a fire. But the time is short. We're getting to the point where we're not going to be able to be moved like this anymore. Especially those who are called, chosen, and set apart for the Most High. We're getting to the point where there's no longer any kind of outlet for those up top to really push those who are standing strong and firm in their identity and in the truth of the Most High. So I say this to remind you guys to know that although these things keep unfolding in front of our face and will continue to unfold probably throughout the rest of this year and then so on as the new agenda continues to get laid out, we can't get caught up in the little things. It doesn't matter who's sitting in that office at the end of the day. The plans are the plans. And it doesn't matter if it just doesn't matter what candidate it is. But what's the most important thing is that we cannot be moved. If there's one thing we could change is our behavior and how we're going to react and respond to certain things that go on in such a way. I don't want you ever to really be numb to a death of a fellow Israelite. of a fellow brother and sister. But you have to know that many of these things are going to happen, and we just can't be moved to the point of standing with someone who represents evil, someone who represents things that don't line up with the book. And that goes either way. The best thing to do is to chill out on the whole process at all. Because like I said, this whole thing about gathering votes from us is really trying to get us as Israel to come in agreement with this evil, which will also keep us more pigeonholed, downtrodden, and cast out, cursed. Might as well just step to the side and let Satan and his minions roll with what they're rolling with. That's called coming out of her, my people, and not being part of this mess. Yeah, it's real unfortunate. I can go into details. There's certain things I saw in the video of Sonya Massey that was very disturbing. Mostly the verbiage used. But like I said, I got to just flush it away and know that this is what's going on. They're pulling an old play out of the playbook, trying to get things to happen. Whether it's going to work or not, I'm praying it doesn't. It seems like things are getting a little bit desperate in certain things. I mean, times are getting desperate and certain things aren't working like they used to. This world is changing so quickly. We got unhoused, is what they call the homeless now. They got people like that all over the place now. All over. Places where they didn't used to be. The times, I wouldn't call them necessarily perilous, but we're getting close. So let's do what we need to do to make sure we're lined up, that we keep the Most High in His rightful position in our life, and that's first. That we allow the world in this wicked Babylonian system that many of us are caught up in to do what it does to set the stage for Yahshua to soon return. And don't trust the plan. Don't be a part of it. Come out of her. Leave it alone. Let them be them. Allow the 2/3 and the people who just completely don't serve the Most High to do what they do. But don't be moved by all this stuff they're throwing in your face. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I'm sure that even if you don't have eyes to see, that maybe since over the past 4 or 5 years or so, you're able to see the uptick in the weird occurrences happening. And maybe you're finally being like, you know what, this is kind of strange. I don't know if I'm believing everything that I see. It's just too weird. Why is so much stuff happening? Why is so much bad stuff happening? Over and over again. Well, it's really what I said, but maybe you're finally starting to open your eyes a little bit. You're wiping the sleep out of them, and you want to just really learn how to follow the Most High and be with Him and line up in every way. And I applaud you for that, because that's what He's doing. We're waking up in so many different ways, not just to our identity, but to the way this world works and how we've been under a spell and control by this matrix for so long. But it's time to break out of the matrix and not trust the plan. So like I said, I'm just going to take this stuff as it comes, be prayed up, and most importantly, stay stable. Don't be moved. Don't be triggered, gaslit by the stuff that they're trying. And they put out some doozies so far. So who knows what's left. on the agenda. All praises to the Most High. This is Brother Elliot. Catch you soon. Shalom.